So what are you actually talking about in the last class? Uh,
String handling,
Pardon?
file handling,
File
CSV
handling. So what
files,
it
and
is?
text files.
Okay, what it is. So have you tried anything about Excel? No.
Yes, bro, but my Python is not working.
Pardon?
My Python is not working. I installed an HTML.
I don't ask you to try it in a PyCharm. PyCharm is not required for the bit. PyCharm is just a tool. PyCharm is just a tool. That's it. So you can go with the Sublime or you can go with the IPython, which is pre-installed along with in Windows. So in Windows it is there already. Even you can do it in a notepad as well. So PyCharm is not required. PyCharm is just a tool. That's it. It's the choice is yours. So I'm saying so these are things available and you have to explore. That's it. Okay. And I will show you that's it how to do it in Excel. So let's design it yourself. Okay. I'm just simply showing the showcase it. I'll take the same sheet Excel format. So XLRD I told you so you need this package, but it is not it, it is not a by it is not a built-in or you won't get it by default. You need to install and using it. So you need to install say pip install XLRD kind of okay. So say pip install XLRD. So to utilize Excel packages. So it is not a pre-installed one. You need to install. Okay. And here the method was different when different than CSV. In a CSV, what we have do so what we have tried so sorry and what we have achieved. So you need to import and you need an open method. We all know that open function to open a file. Even it is a CSV, we need to use open method to open the file, and then you need to pass the file stream as an input to the CSV.reader. That's enough. Okay, but in Excel it is Excel come up with open method. You don't need to worry about that. So the attribute is already there. You don't need to. So we don't need open function. It is because it is already there in XLRD. Okay, and just say XLRD dot open, and you need to pass the file name. So this is my file name. Once done, so you can check it by DEF to find the possible options available in that XLRD packages. Okay, so am I audible? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. So once you are open a package and you can find the options which is available with the DER options.
We can't hear you, Moidin.
Sorry. Kind of yeah. Okay. So once you open a file, next you need to choose a sheet. By default, it is sheet one. So I'm having only one sheet. So I'm saying sheet one, or you can do it by index sheet index. So you have two options. Sheet by index. So I will go with sheet by index because I don't know my sheet name. So I can go with sheet index. So it start with zero, right? So I'm saying zero. Okay. The sheet is selected. the sheet got selected. That's it. Okay. So from the sheet, as we practiced in CSV, what we did, once we parse the CSV data from CSV reader, and we have used next method to fetch the header, right? So here we are actually using a row values. Okay, the sheet dot row value is 0. So 0 means you will get headers separately, and you need to fetch data from one rows to n number of rows. Got it? For that, you must know how many rows are there in a sheet first. So sh dot, I mean that sheet which we have parsed, right? Dot n rows will give you a n number of rows. Got it? So I'm using a range to prepare a range of number between 1 to n numbers. 1 to n numbers. You all know the index is less than 1, obviously. That if count is 10, your index will be 9 alone. So it's not a fine, you can keep it as it is, 1 to n. And then, so how to fetch a value? So here, to fetch a value, we need to iterate, right? Because it's a generator. But here, we should use this method to find it out. Okay, you need to pass each and every row number to get a row corresponding row values. It will read it as a list format. So this is how I'm getting it. So each row you will get each rows one by one by one by one. Got it? So once you've got an header. Okay. So and then I'm using the same code without changing anything. That dictionary conversion. Okay. So here the header comma, we have to use this one to bind it together to frame a dictionary. That's it. So finally I'm getting it. So this is how I frame with Excel. So it is so simple, but you need to do practice. That's it. Okay. So one thing is, first step starts with open, as we seen in CSV, and here we supposed to choose a sheet, which sheet you want to parse. Okay. I told you by default it is, so we can start with the index, means you can say index, or name means a name. And then you need to fetch a value through indexes. Got it? Just say sh dot row values. 0 mean you will get a header. It is up to you. If your header resides in 1, you need to say 1. It's up to you. Depends upon where it was resides. And then to fetch your values, here we don't have, so we don't have a file stream. We need to get it through methods alone. In XLRD, just say sh dot row values as we did for header. But we need a row numbers, right? For that, we can fetch it through sh dot n rows, and we need to say a range of to fetch the relevant row name from 1 to n numbers. That's it. Okay. And I'm doing the same method dict and zip to my frame it as a dictionary, and I'm keep it into list of dictionary. So we need out in this. And if you want to convert into, just what to do? I'm just getting the data from Excel, right? And you all know how to write into CSV. So just say CSV.writer, start writing it. That's it. Got it? So the data was converted. So you need to pass it from Excel and write it into CSV. That's it. You can easily convert it into CSV. Clear? Is it clear? So yeah,
But
well,
how to write the
how to?
value? How to add the values in Excel file? Like yesterday we
Yeah,
in
I told you, right?
CSV add.
Yeah, for that you need a package called Excel WT. Okay, so you need a package called Excel WT. Start proceeding with the same method. I will leave it for you exercise. Just say import. So you need to install and just start using it. So if you do everything, you won't understand anything. Have you found these methods? Add sheet. Got it? Hello. So please
Yes.
start practicing it. I never tried any. Just I have install and I've imported. I'm saying DER. Even I've never tried before. So just say DER and say you need to create a workbook first. You know what is workbook? It's an Excel file. It is an Excel file. In that you need to create a worksheet, or you can say add worksheet. That's enough. Okay. So we can go with this method, the workbook, and there is an attribute called add sheet. Got it? So here you don't need to pass anything for workbook. It will actually create a class. That's it. And in a sheet alone, you need a sheet name. Okay. So what you have to do? Say Excel WT, or they said in a worksheet. You can go with this method. So here we need to pass sheet name. So if you don't want that workbook, you can go with sheet name. But here we need to pass a sheet name. You say DR for again. You can start writing it. So you have a write options. Everything is there. Start writing it. Once you're done with it, just say 0. I'm saying 2. think you need to separate it. So first create a workbook, start writing it.
So here WD is workbook.
Yes, yes.
So
So
book
this
name
will
and
actually
SH is sheet name.
is the sheet name, and we supposed to save it finally. Just say w dot save. Okay, say try this one. Okay. So here we have property save. Yeah, we have property called save. Okay, use that. So w dot. So what I tried, import and creating a workbook, add a sheet, add a sheet, and then start writing. So it is what a row name, a column. So this is row, this is column, and this is column value. Got it? So I'm going to save it.
Then the close. Yesterday we used in text file to save the text file. We used close command.
Yes. Yeah, this is different, right? So this is overrated module. So he doesn't contain open method at all. So we don't need. I told you, right? We don't need to open because it is it is pre-configured. We don't need that separately. This is what third-party modules. So previously, what we used was a Python module, which is available by default. So they have written on top of open. Okay. So here, this is third-party model. Even though just as you want to parse so in your company you're actually using certain file extension, and you want to parse it. Okay. So will you choose creating a method which is run on top of open, or will you prefer an integrated one?
We will create integrator.
Yes, because this is the third party, right? I want to try. I'm trying, actually trying my best to shorten my code. So this is what I'm thinking, right? Because this is a third party module. So third party modules also contains the open functions. We don't need to go for a separate one because it is integrated inside it. We don't need to worry about that. Okay. See that it was created. Okay, I am not say zero. So this is zero and this is first. Sorry, I mean the row is zero and column is one. Sorry, we have to say again. You need to open workbook. You need to create a sheet. So the first one is row, next one is column, then the column values. And then finally you need to save the file. See that? Got it? And keep start writing it. Okay?
Okay.
So any doubts in this? So I will share you this. Okay, I will keep it in that uh, file handler. Here it won't work because this module is not available. We won't be able to install in a Google collaborator. Okay, it will raise an error. If you do, it will raise error. So I will disable this. You can copy paste it in your machine. Okay. So here, if I say it will raise an error, it says the package was not available. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, the package is available. It won't available. I think the package is available. Okay. Okay. Good. It's really good. The package is available in Google Cloud, so Google Collaborator. But we won't be able to install in a Google Collaborator. Okay, we can use if you want. So if it is exists, we can use it. That's it. And it is available, so we can use it. Okay. Now, once it's done, we don't need this. We don't need this. Okay, and I need to keep it here to create a file. File name alone is enough. It will create. Okay, this is fine. Let's see, it's going to create. Yeah, the file was created. Got it? So you can use a Google Collaborator also. You write if Excel writer. I created a function for Excel writer for read. Let's see, we'll try with it. So for read what to do? It's import what?
XLRD.
Pardon?
XLRD.
XLRD.
Just guessing.
Yeah. Now, so for read, Excel read. So what is the procedure to follow? Excel rd dot open workbook. So have you noticed? I told you right. Everything was written on top of open. So they using see that in the Excel RD. This is Excel RD file. So here they used what? Open alone. Got it? So they are actually using open alone. I'm going to copy this file. I'm going to say Python attendance dot Excel basics. Or I would say file name. I need to pass it as a parameter. Inside I'm passing it. Okay. Now it is off. So I actually opened. Now what to do? What is the procedure for read? You know what is the procedure? First you need to open and then
Header.
pardon?
Header.
Header. In Excel I told you right. First you need to open and then
Sheet name.
you need to choose sheet by name or index. Okay, we all know what is the name. Sheet 1. There might be attribute error or nothing. Once you choose row values, let's see, this is returning. Got it? I'm having only one name, so in a 0th index, that's it. So I'm just printing it. Okay, please do practice. So this is the difference between parsing Excel and CSV. Okay, so both the code was there, so please start practicing it. So now let's move on to a parsing image. Let's see whether it is available in this itself.
The way we are writing it, do we have option? We are writing the
Yeah.
We are writing the string, right? Instead of that, We have the option to update the string also, right?
Which one? You mean this, right?
Say I'm changing the name as some other string.
You want to change. Why you want to change? You are actually writing, right? You have to keep it here itself.
No, that I understand, sir. We don't want to go into the header. Like you say for a content, if it is there, I want to make an update
You
it to
mean
that.
where is Excel writer or reader? Reader or writer?
In writer,
Okay. So it is
actually,
0th index. It is up to. So it doesn't. It never know whether it is header or footer.
okay.
It is up to you which row you are actually choosing it. So here I'm saying 0th row. So it will simply append into it. So it will never know whether it is header or not. It is purely depends upon you what you are actually passing into it. Okay. So here I'm saying 0th row. I'm saying name, age, location. And if you want a data, so if you have a list of records, right? So with like say for example in a CSV reader, I'm having a bunch of records like so you have a bunch of records, let's say for row in each row with a name, so one, Chennai kind of. Okay, we have this kind of records, and what to do? Just say sh dot write into row number. So you have chosen a row number 0 already, right? Next, you need to say what?
One.
So we never know. So we how to do that. So we can find it through index. So you can say enumerate. We never know the row name, right? So you can say index, index comma row. So you can say index plus 1 because this will return 0. So 0 was already filled. So I'm saying index plus 1. Got it? And I'm having a row data. So in a row data, I'm having another list set of lists. So inside, I'm going to use another for loop. For column, here also I'm saying again an index. So to make it more easier. In enumerate. Otherwise, I need to hard code everything like 0, 1, etc. So here I'm using for loop to automate it. That's it. So here already having a row, right? Enumerating it. So in a such a row, index is this one plus 1, and for column we can keep it as it is 0, 1, 2, 3. That is what we want. So just keep it as it is. I'll say column index. Say column index. Column index and then a data. What is the data? We'll get a column C. Got it? You will fetch it from a C. That is Sendil 25C, etc. So it'll take care of it. You don't need to worry about it. That's it. So if I write run, let's try. We need to Excel. What we need to run? We need Excel. So this. Let's
I is
pardon?
no, we
Yeah,
are
it
good.
is written. Yeah, it is done. I'm going to. So data was written. Got it?
Yeah.
So
So if
it is
I'm
up to
changing
your
the location
thinking.
Chennai
Yeah.
as a Bangalore, if I'm changing the location as a, I want to make an updation here
Yeah.
from Chennai to Bangalore, means
Yeah. So it will be updated because the sheet will be recreated. It will actually
rewriting
recreate.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I will read
Thank
it
you, sir.
through my script. Okay, I will read it through my script. So where it is there in a row number 2, right? I'm checking row number 2. It is Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Got it? Yeah. So now let's move on to image. So this is about Excel. Now we'll talk about images, the final one, and then we'll move on to OS models. So it is up to you what you want to parse. You can parse PDF, you can parse email, video sequence. So here, because in my company we are actually playing with the videos alone. We are splitting the videos into frames, etc., and we are binding it to the frame to find a to frame a videos, etc. That's what we are actually doing. So if you want to images, we need a module a package called PIL, Python Image Library. Okay, we have two major library to parse an image. One is a PIL, one is OpenCV. So OpenCV is an advanced level of tool, and you can do an A also with the help of OpenCV. The package will control your webcam. You can do anything you want. So you can create your own handwriting recognition application with the help of webcam. Okay, so you don't need so you don't need what to say. Even you can prepare a motion sensor. You can convert your camera into motion sensor. It will detect your face expression. OpenCV will parse your face expression. And so I've gone through the certain projects. So everything people that they are actually a student who developed that the application such application. What they did was like they used their webcam, and they are actually using OpenCV to detect their face, and they converting into motion capture and motion capture for gaming. So they can control gaming with the help of like your motions. So it is up to you. So it is about your thinking. So one did handwriting recognition. So when you say with the help of pen, if you scribble on in front of your camera, it is detected and it is printing in your paint. Okay, so it is the material is available. So it is up to you to start exploring it, the OpenCV. And I will take a PIL. It's a Python image library. I'm taking a model called image.
So OpenCV is like a pill. Uh, OpenCV and pill are same.
It's PIL is basic, OpenCV is advanced. So I'm going to take this image.
No, we could not see full screen.
Huh?
We could not see full screen. The editor window covered.
Pardon?
We could not see full screen.
This is available.
No,
Is that available?
no. Covered so fast.
Share and share it one time. That will resolve.
Within we are not able to see your side screen. Just beside I think there's a chart window in the middle.
Okay.
Beside that you have a screen, right? We are unable to see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
that visible? Is it visible now? The black
Yeah,
screen. Huh?
yeah. Python we can able
Now?
to.
Now?
No, now it's a image screen, the
Yeah.
mountains and yeah.
Okay.
So it's one by one after another. Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now I'm going to pass an image. So is it visible, right? So that coding window is visible, right?
You
Hello?
can just yeah, you can on the left hand side pane, you can just make it little bit thinner.
This one.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's good. Okay, fine.
Okay. And I told you, so the third party module have a open integrated. So here also it's there. So image contain the open method. We don't need to worry about that. It's there already. And start using it. You say image dot. I want to resize. So it is you can prepare your own image processing software with the help of pill module, pill library. Okay. So it is up to you. So you can get it through DER. So you will find it through DER. What is the available properties there for image. So see that you can transform, you can change the width, you can change its into bitmap, you can convert it into thumbnail, you can split your image, you can resize it, you can rotate, and you can do anything you want to. So with the help of this, so you can prepare your own imaging software with the help of this. So I'm using this library to create my own passport size photo because it's you all know the size, right? I'm using this application to resize and change transformation, etc. So say okay, I'm going to resize my image. So resize require one input. It's a tuple. In tuple, I need a width and height. Okay. So you all know the original pixel. It is 2560 and 1120. It's a width and height, right? I'm going to convert it into 1 by 10. That is 256 into 192. Let's see how I'm going to do. See, I'm going to do. I told you, right? 256 into comma 192. That's it. Okay. It should be one tuple. One tuple, you need to pass height and width and height. First one is the width, second one is the height. You will get a copy. So this will create a copy. It won't affect your original. So in out, you will get a copy. And what to do? Once you're done with it, what to do? What to do once you're done with it?
Save.
Save. That's it. Out dot save. Resized dot jpg. That's it. I'm going to return it. See, it is done. I'm refreshing it. Yeah, it's done. See the file size. It is 1.13 megabyte. Here it is just 14 KB. See the output. Got it? It take time to load because it's a 1.1 MB. And how about the resize image? See, here's the resize one. Understand? Please start exploring this kind of modules. Is it so simple than using a software? Now you understand how they're making a softwares?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
well,
you know, yes.
the right side, which you are showing, actually we are seeing just a black, white screen. That's it. It's a blank screen.
It's a blank screen.
Yeah.
Don't you see any image?
No, no.
Is that visible?
Oh, it's something, it's something under the, it's like, you want me to send the WhatsApp message? If anyone can send the WhatsApp message, probably I can understand.
I think you're not sharing all of your screen. You're just sharing one screen only, not the complete desktop. So that's the reason.
Complete desktop. Something. Not is visible, right? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
now it is visible. The
Yes.
full screen. Thank you.
So see that resized image, and here is the original one. Okay. So it is 1.1 MB, and this one is just a 14 KB. That is what we have resized. So you can make your own imaging software with the help of this module. I believe this is so simple than like using that application. So this is how they made. Got it? So you need to feed your inputs, and just on a single button click, they are calling this function, and they are preparing your resized one. Understand? Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll move on to our next topic. Okay, this is all about file handling, and hereafter it is your choice. So if you want to know something different, you need to tell me. So I want to know how to handle this kind of file, and just let me know so we can go through that. Okay. And now we are going to talk about system interface. What is system interface? What is system interface? What is system interface? Okay. So what is system interface? Any guesses? What system interface means?
Console, terminal,
Why
or
it is hidden? I don't know why it is actually hidden. Yeah, now it is visible. Yeah. What is system interface? So it is nothing but interacting with your machine. Okay, say for example, you want to open a file window. Okay, you're just clicking the menu, right? Once you're clicking a file menu, the file is visible, correct? And when you say this, if you change the viewing method, so that what happened, it will be listed with the size, etc., right? So now that is what we are going to talk about. So this is an example. So it's a bit example, that's it. So what we are actually going to talk about in system interface, how it is actually working and how they implement it, that is system. So if you're giving a command, system will parse it actually, and it will return some result, right? That is, we are actually interacting with the machine, I mean operating system. Okay, so we are going to achieve it through Python, how to do that. So interface is nothing but an UI component which is showing your designated outputs, results. So it depends upon your command. Okay. Now let's see how they're fetching these file information. Got it? So once you click in a file browser, we have several menus. If you click desktop, it will list out the desktop, and it will list out documents. It will say home, etc. Right? Now we're going to talk about that. So for system interface, we have a module called OS. This is a major module which was actually help us to interact with machine. I mean, so it will actually return what actually you want. So I mean that system relevant information. So in this model, we are going to talk about how to fetch a file, how to list out the files, how to fetch the file size, etc. And so how to create a file, how to delete, how to create a folder, how to delete a folder, how to run a shell commands in a from a Python, and what is a forking, what is thread. So what is like these are the advanced. You might hear, you might not hear about these concepts before. Okay, this is what we are going to talk about in this module, and let's start with it. So with the help of OS, I'm going to import OS. First, I'm going to fetch a file information. Got it? Now, how this actually works. So when I say OS, so DER, you will find the major properties, the available properties. We have these much of properties. Let's start with the file relevant. So we'll start with the file relevant. And here you need to segregate attribute by its case convention. Okay. What it might be, any idea, any guesses? So if everything is capital, what it means, and if everything is small, what it means, and if it is a camel case, what it means. In any case, so if everything is capital, means it's a constant. What is constant? It's a dedicated number, because it is difficult to remember the number, right? That's why they created something called constant. Say for example, we are going to actually utilizing this as a signals. Like if you want to perform, yes, you can do. Say you can say exec open, okay. So it will execute your task. And if you want to lock, just say lock. And wait a process, just say wait. And these are the constant which actually residing some number. That's it. Just a number. So it is difficult to remember the number. Say for example, it is referring certain number, right? We don't know how to remember this number, but we can remember the name, right? That's why we are having this. And if you say okay, it contains some certain number. So say it contains 0. 0 means okay. Okay. So everything if capital means it's a constant. It is actually whole a constant number. Okay. Process weight, process PAD, process GAD, etc. There. It's a constant number. That's it. Okay.
So
It's,
what's
we
the
can use it
use
for a
of
signals. Yes, signals. To perform, we will see that what it is and how to use it and that. It's called signals. Like if you want to delete a file and you need some certain numbers. I mean, a signal whether you want to perform or not. We'll get right. Yes, proceed. No, or wait. Kind of. You might notice, right? Okay, cancel, wait, etc. Or you want to sure you want to delete. Yes, no, wait. Kind of. In a Windows, right? This is that signal. Have you noticed that when you are going to delete a file, it will ask you, so are you want to delete? Yes, no, kind of.
yes, that pop-up?
Yeah. Yes. So in the pop-up, yes, no is a options. So it will actually going to trigger that corresponding function. But before that, we have a check whether you want to perform this operation or not. With the help of signals, we can say identify whether you want to perform or not. Okay, and let's start with a file relevant, and we'll discuss in detail tomorrow. So it's a basic stuff today. We are going to talk about OS dot list dir. Okay, so here I'm not passing anything, but in Python 2 it will raise an error. Say it require one parameter but zero given kind of. But in Python 3 it will take a default. Means what will be default? When you say list dir, it will take the default one. So that is web app Credo my default. So my current path. It will take my current path and it will actually listing the files present inside. And if you want a desktop, I have to say a desktop path. So this will actually list out the content which is available in your desktop. This is how it is fetching it. So see that this is how it is returning. Got it? This is about list dir, and we have say another option. What is this? It's a detailed information, right? So that is scan dir. So scan dir will give you a detailed report about. So it contains such huge data. So it's like written as a generator. We can write it through list or comprehension. Okay. So again, they are returning as a class object. Why? Why? Because each contains a number of information, right? Each going to return. Each must contains a number of information like a file name, file size, file count, a type, a modified, a created, and access time, etc. Okay, this is what contains. It's supposed to contain a number of data. See that, and we can check whether the state with the help of state we will find it. With in a name, you will get a name. I will take one example. Okay, you have dot name, you will get the file name. You have dot stat, you will get the file stats. All this, and you will get the mode. What is the mode? It's a permission, the file permissions, and we have a UID, the unique ID, GID, and these are the OS level of information. So about your files and size. Size was in a bytes. You need to convert into. So if you want to convert into kilobytes, divide by 1024. It is depends upon OS. In Windows we are using 1024. In Linux it will be 1000. Is 211 kilobytes. I'm taking this as an example. So which is 211 kilobytes. Got it? Because Linux using 1000 to convert. So each OS has its own formula to calculate kilobyte or megabyte conversion. In Windows, you need to divide it by what? 1024. Got it? So in Windows, it will be look like 2.6 bytes. Have you noticed that before? So you have something in your disk. So it is showing some file size in one OS and this different in another OS. The reason is this is the reason. They are using different calculations. Understand? Have you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is that size difference. And next we will talk about the time. So A time means access time, modify time, the created time. So here they actually showing it's a modified time, August 19. Okay. So but what it is? Any cases what it is? So this is called epoch time, EPOCH. That is called Unix timestamp. Unix timestamp. So how it is works? So they actually Unix timestamp start with 1970 Jan 1. Okay, from the time to till that, how many minutes and seconds are there? This is how they converge. This is called epoch time. Okay, so if we start from 1970 to till date, I mean, and now what is that? 2020, right? Almost 50 years. 50 years and 8 months and 26 days, right? You need to convert it into minute. So I'll say I will do some rough calculation. 50 years into 12 months, and you need to add 8 more months. I'm getting 608. Got it? 608, and I'm getting 608 days. Sorry, 608 month. I'm going to convert into days. Convert it into days. It's a rough estimation saying 30 days. Just assume it's a 30 days, and 1008 to 40 days plus today it's 26, right? 27, and it is already start from 1, so I'll say 27. So I'm having 1008 days. 18267. Now it's a day, right? I need to convert to hours. 24 hours, 60 minutes into 60 seconds. This is looks relevant, right? So you all know it contains a leap year, and the days was, I'm saying 31, 30. It might be varies like a 31, 29, etc. Right? The fluctuation is there, but I'm never mind that because I'm doing a rough calculation. This looks similar, right? Now I'll show you how to convert this timestamp into the real date. So there is a package called time in Python, time dot c time. Okay, time dot c time. Just pause it. We'll give you the exact one. Understand? Clear? Hello. So this is what they're displaying in a folders. See that? That is what? August 19. When you click a property, you will get the exact timestamp. That is what it's actually showing. See that exact one. Accessed, modified. See that 21,148. This is that 21,148. Understand? This is called a timestamp. EPOCH timestamp. EPOCH timestamp. It's a Unix timestamp actually. So this is actually carried by the file properties. Got it? How I made it? I'm just import OS, and I'm saying OS dot the scan DAR, OS dot scan DAR, file list OS dot scan DAR. So here I can say for iterating f in list print f dot name, the file name, and its creation time. So I'll show you that the created time and the file size. I'll show you all the three things together. F dot size divided by 1000. You all know that. Okay. F dot C time. This one, C time. Okay. Now I'm going to, the first thing is import and scan my directory using a for loop to fetch it out and just printing it. For make it more simple, just say start f dot start actually start. Okay. In the print statement, start dot st size, and I need to pass this start dot st time. Using this format, and I need to close the print one. I'm not close to it. Got it? The name, the file name, the size, and a modified time. This is how it is appeared here. Understand? If I noticed clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is how they're fetching the information and how they're populating it. So here you need to create. So in next class we are going to talk about. I mean, in upcoming class there is a next topic. It's a GUI programming. There you will get to know how to create this window, and then what you actually fetch. You can bind the information into the windows. Got it? So see, here I've completely gone through the I've did this with the help of DR and help. That is what I'm saying from the very first class. Please start practicing DR and help. You don't need any help from anywhere. Okay, just that is more than enough. I just gone through DR and list out the possibilities and use help section how to utilize it. That's it. Okay, so please start using it. Okay, so rest we'll see tomorrow. So what is that available options available in OS module? And I will discuss in detail tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So any doubts today?
No.
So we'll see next class tomorrow. Okay. So bye guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bro,
Yes.
பைத்தான்ல கொஞ்சம் இஷ்யூ இருக்கு ப்ரோ, அது மட்டும் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி தரீங்களா? நீங்க எப்போ பைத்தான்ல கொஞ்சம் இஷ்யூ இருக்கு, அது மட்டும் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணி தரீங்களா?
என்ன இஷ்யூ?
அது நீங்க ஃப்ரீயா இருக்கு பசங்க.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Bye.